what's happening in your neck of the woods.
For our last night of semifinals.
I have wanted this for so long.
This is it. Everything you got. She's slipping, but she's fighting. Go, 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 go. Rolling into Vegas.
American Ninja Warrior, tonight on NBC.
I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride.
Tim Michaels, Army veteran, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made Wisconsin businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor, endorsed by President Trump.
Weather Watch 12, weather from where you live.
Straight ahead on News Watch 12 at 6, voters are heading to the polls tomorrow to determine their candidates for the fall. Coming up, we'll tell you how Rhinelander is preparing. Plus, a fire broke out today at a Minocqua business. We'll tell you what caused the building to catch fire. And an investment in clean energy is changing things at Rhinelander's paper mill. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 at 6 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukage. Tomorrow is the primary election, and that means tens of thousands of Wisconsin voters will cast their ballots in the gubernatorial and U.S. Senate elections. The Hodag Dome is Rhinelander's site for tomorrow's polling, and members of the city clerk's office help set it up.
Going into a primary election, turnout's going to be a lot higher than we've seen so far in the spring election, so just getting things ready well beforehand to make sure things are set up to go. So as soon as the polls open at 7 a.m. tomorrow, voters are able to come in here and get through here as quickly, efficiently as possible.
Rhinelander City Clerk Austin Zarda says the only thing registered voters need to bring are their photo IDs if they want to vote.
So if you're already registered to vote, all you need to bring is a photo ID. If you aren't registered to vote, you would need to bring a photo ID as well as proof of residence. So that can be a utility bill, a bank statement, anything like that.
Voting begins tomorrow at 7 a.m. and will end at 8 p.m. To find a polling location near you and to learn more about what's on your ballot, go to myvote.wi.gov. It's a cool day in the Northwoods, but warmer temperatures are on the way. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller has a look at the beautiful week ahead.
Yeah, an inch or two of rain last night, followed by cooler temperatures today. Highs near 70. The average high is 79. None of us did that today, but hold on. Tomorrow back up near 80 and Wednesday too. Right now, though, we're at 70 in Rhinelander, 72 for Tomahawk, a couple of 60s out there, including Leona right now at 68. Okay, but here's the bigger story. The dew points are dropping very quickly, a measure of how muggy it feels. Very dry air locked in place right now at 47 degrees in Eagle River. Temperatures will drop to the dew points tonight. That'll give us some dense fog late and a pretty cool night ahead thanks to radiational cooling, right? The clear skies out there now. All the heat out there currently is going to lift up into space, and we have a very cool night ahead, especially along the UP border, as there's hardly any clouds out there currently, making for a beautiful sunset tonight. All right, our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and a bit cool for a couple of you, with low temperatures down near 48. Your full forecast is coming up. Jessica?
Thank you, Jeff. The Vilas County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly crash. The one vehicle crash happened just before 8:30 last night on County Highway N, just west of Eagle Nest in the township of Plum Lake. Authorities say 36-year-old Scott Fitz from Eagle River was driving down County Highway N when they went down an embankment, rolled, and he was ejected from his vehicle. Authorities say he died at the scene. No one else was injured. The Marathon County Sheriff's Office has rescued 22 dogs and 1 cat from a home. The animals were seized following an investigation into living conditions of people and animals at a home on Chokecherry Road in the town of Hull. An animal control enforcement team found probable neglect conditions for the nearly 24 animals, along with behavioral concerns among the dogs. The animals were evaluated by a veterinarian before being transferred to a shelter. The sheriff's office is investigating. A new program is coming to North Central Technical College in Wausau. Today, NTC received a $220,000 grant to help develop Meat Talent Development Program. The program is aimed at building the meat processing workforce in north central Wisconsin. The funding is through the American Rescue Plan Act, and its goal is to help combat food supply chain issues. The money will be used for a mobile learning lab that will train students throughout north central Wisconsin. A car explosion this morning led to a fire at a Minocqua business. The city's fire department received the call at about 4 a.m. of a fire at Copycat Printing. The side of the building facing the street was completely engulfed by the time firefighters arrived. Police say the fire started in the engine of a nearby car, which spread to the building as well as other vehicles. They also say that it was likely one or more oxygen tanks exploded in one of the cars. All lanes of Highway 51 were blocked during the firefighting effort, and traffic was rerouted. No one was hurt. Paper is one of the most important resources in the working world, which is why one large international paper company is putting more money into the future. Alstom-Munksjö has plants in Mazzini and Rhinelander. The recent announcement brings them one step closer of being net zero in emissions by 2050.
Alstom-Munksjö is really focused on not only creating sustainable products for the world, but we're also making sure that our front end of our productions are focused on reducing our overall footprint.
The investment will bring a new energy center to the mill in Rhinelander. The technology is focused on limiting emissions.
This significant investment is not only going to reduce our overall CO2 footprint in the state, but will also significantly reduce our waste impact.
For the Rhinelander plant, carbon dioxide emissions will drop by 14% and 50% for landfill waste. The new facility will simplify their operations and bring them one step closer to their goal of being net zero by 2050. One flea market is making a comeback. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you how their vendors are back and better than ever. That's right after Weather with Jeff, right here on Newswatch 12.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
I spent my career as a teacher, principal, and superintendent. Never in a million years did I think I'd be in politics. But when I saw the last administration cutting millions from our schools, demoralizing teachers, and dividing communities, I knew I had to step up. Quality education for our kids matters to me, and it matters to the future of our state. Now, folks, I'm not the flashiest guy around, but I'll always do the right thing for Wisconsin.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Havish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
Carpet City. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles, you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started. Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months on select Ford vehicles, and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
many of you are asking for some rain, and here it is. A soaking 1 to 3 inch rainfall over the weekend. Merrill 2.62 inches, Tomahawk 2.45. So a very beneficial rainfall, of course, with temperatures today much cooler, but who cares? We needed the rain over the weekend. Out there today, so some early morning little raindrops, right? Followed by lots of clear skies throughout the afternoon. And temperatures responded, but not in the way they should. Average high temperature is 79. We did not do that today. We did hit 70, though. We're at right now in Rhinelander, a calm wind there at the airport, and the dew point there, very dry air locked in place at 50 degrees right now. Over in Wausau, it's 75 for you, and north breeze around 10, and a dew point there of 49. The pressure is steady, as it likely will be for a couple of days around here right now. And look at this. None of us did the averages today. In fact, there's a couple 60s in here. Looking at Wapaka, Antigo, Leona. So overall, a kind of a cool day across the region today. Cool for early August standards. But overall, we'll be wishing for temperatures like this in just a month or two from now. There is some heat across the west, though. Here we are, some 90s over in the Dakotas. That, though, will likely stay there. It's going to be a bit warmer tomorrow. We're talking highs near 80. Also for Wednesday, followed by a bit of a cool down as a cold front gets in here late Wednesday into Thursday. So here are the averages. 79 is the average high. 93 is the record high back in 2005. The sun sets later at 8:16. And here's the precipitation now. We're above average, finally. It's been a while for the year so far after yesterday's rainfall and the weekend rainfall. But there's not much rain in the forecast for us anytime soon, most likely into the weekend. Temperature-wise, though, hanging out near average again. 80 tomorrow, 82 for Wednesday. Then a cold front's going to come through, and not a very cold front, but here we go. 75 for Thursday. Up near 80 again Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So overall, a very good temperature forecast going forward with temperatures in the 70s to low 80s. So our yellow brick road, though, is going to be laid out for us currently because we have no rain in the forecast into the weekend with temperatures in the 70s to low 80s and low humidity out there as well. Makes for some great sleeping, right? Lots of clear skies across the region now. The clouds have pushed off into parts of Michigan. They can have it. There's a cold front right through here, moving that way. So we are in drying out mode, and there's nothing, just nothing over here right now. That's going to be our weather for tomorrow and for Wednesday and for Thursday, probably for Friday, as a long stretch of dry weather's on the way. There might be, most likely not, a late shower in the day on Thursday. Other than that, though, looking at mostly clear skies tonight, except for there could be some dense fog late tonight as the temperatures meet the dew point upper 40s, making for a very cool night for us tonight. So our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, a bit cool, dense fog late, low temperatures down near 48. For tomorrow, all right, Tuesday already, lots of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures reaching for 80. We'll probably do it with a southwest breeze around 5. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows a dry stretch of weather ahead with temperatures hanging out in the 80s to upper 70s. Jessica?
Thank you, Jeff. A new study shows the culprit for some of California's most destructive fires. It's called dry lightning. Researchers found that nearly half of lightning strikes hitting the ground during spring and summer are dry. That happens during storms in extreme drought areas where air is so dry, rain evaporates before it even hits the ground. According to CAL FIRE, all of 7 largest fires in California's history have been in the last 5 years, and 4 of those were caused by lightning. Conditions that favor dry lightning become more widespread as climate crisis continues to fuel West's mega drought. President Joe Biden and First Lady arrived in eastern Kentucky today to visit areas hurt by recent deadly floods. According to the White House, the president will receive a briefing on the ongoing response at an elementary school in Lost Creek and give a speech. They also plan to meet up with Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear and his wife to visit families affected by the devastation. Beshear said Friday that the death toll remained at 37. Thousands of people remain displaced and thousands of others still have no power or running water. On Sunday, President Biden freed up more disaster assistance for Kentucky after initially approving a disaster declaration on June 29th. Climate hazards such as flooding, heat waves, and drought have worsened more than half infectious diseases in people. Researchers found that 218 out of the known 375 human infectious diseases seem to have been made worse by one of 10 types of extreme weather connected to climate change. That's according to a study in Monday's Nature Climate Change Journal. Doctors have long connected disease to weather, but this study shows how widespread the influence of climate is on human health. They found a total of 286 unique sicknesses, and of those, 223 of them seem to be worsened by climate hazards. 9 were diminished by climate hazards, and 54 had cases of both aggravated and minimized, the study found. Tourists and locals alike enjoy spending time outdoors in northern Wisconsin. This is certain in the small town of St. Germain and its sprawling flea market. After struggling through the COVID regulations the past years, market manager Renee Keckers is relieved to see vendors and shoppers turning back out.
It's just starting to come back from pre-COVID. We're getting more vendors, more shoppers, and it's starting to come back.
Keckers said the last 3 weeks has seen attendance return to pre-COVID levels. People coming to the market can also find unique items. That includes wind chimes, liquor bottles made into lamps, and a funky combination of books and shrimp at Jerry Shadell's stand.
Take a look around. All the hundreds and hundreds of people that stream by your stand every single hour. It's fun to be here because there's a lot of people, not only that you can maybe sell product to, but just engage in conversation and get a whole bunch of cool stories.
People looking to attend can make their way to St. Germain every Monday until Labor Day. Vendors looking to set up their own stands can reserve a yearly spot or come in the morning and set up. Whatever your reason for attending the flea market, Shadell and Kecker are certain you will leave happy. A family opened up a new gaming store in Minocqua. Their main goal is to provide a place where families can come and have a good time. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdul Kawi has more.
It's a huge relief. We're able to get things in and provide for the community what we've wanted to.
There's only a handful of gaming stores in the Northwoods. Realizing there was a demand, one family in Minocqua decided to enter in the industry.
It's really good to see that people want this to be a thing that continues to grow.
From vintage video games to training cards to comics, Talon Song Gaming co-owner Evan Flieger is excited to have a place where gaming enthusiasts can come and have fun.
Besides the products, obviously, we sell the cards, we sell the games, but the thing that I'm the most excited about, the thing that I'm happy that we can provide for the community is the community center. So we have tables set up, we host events, we try to bring people from all walks of life, and they all share the same interests.
Preparing the store felt overwhelming, but it was all worth it, as the Fliegers were blown away with the turnout they had on opening day.
The amount of people that came out for our opening day, and we got home after the first night and we're like, that felt so good, but oh my gosh, are we tired?
Even though the store just opened up to the public, Megan and Evan are already looking for ways to improve.
One of the things that I would love to do is expand the store if we can, not necessarily franchise, but have different areas. So probably if there isn't something in Eagle River, have something there.
As well as to provide a gaming sanctuary for families in Minocqua for years to come.
We're happy to have a place for the families to come in, or for the parents, if they want to do their own thing, to have their kids come here and play games.
Reporting in Minocqua, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, Newswatch 12.
Talon Song Gaming will be open on Tuesdays to Saturday from noon to 8 p.m. For more information about future events, you can visit their Facebook page, Talon Song Gaming. A Super Bowl champion is reunited with the priceless heirloom. Coming up after the break, we explain how he lost his championship ring.
I'm Ron Kine, and as my time in Congress winds down, I've been thinking about the best way to have a happy retirement. And so the first thing I'm going to do is vote for Brad Paff. No one will work harder than Brad to lower the cost of health care and prescription drugs. And he'll never let Republicans gut protections for pre-existing conditions.
I'm Brad Paff. I approve this message because whether you're in your prime or in your golden years,
easy now,
I will always have your back.
Here in Wisconsin, too many homeowners endure frustrating and costly window problems. The ones who do something about it, well, they call us, Renewal by Andersen of Greater Wisconsin. Call today and save big. We are your full-service custom replacement window solution. We have been replacing and installing windows in Wisconsin for over 10 years. Our windows are made with Fibrex composite material, which is vastly superior to vinyl and won't warp or bow. Every window is custom built in the USA, low maintenance, installed by our certified master installers, and comes with the nation's best warranty coverage. We handle everything locally from start to finish and beyond. Call today because this savings offer only lasts for a limited time. Installation is always included. Plus, right now, get no payments and no interest for 12 months. Don't miss out. Schedule your free in-home consultation today.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular.
They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At U.S. Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
U.S. Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Something that looks like a scene out of the Terminator movie happened in Ohio last week. Check this out. Someone drove a stolen utility truck right through the front of a camera store. And this wasn't an accident, it was a burglary. It happened around 4:30 a.m. Friday in Columbus. The alarm company reported the incident to police, but the thieves were gone by the time they arrived. The store owner says they got away with about $500 in merchandise, but that's a drop in the bucket next to the estimated $100,000 in damage they caused. A member of the Kansas City Chiefs' 1969 Super Bowl team has his championship ring back. That's thanks to the kindness of a stranger. Super Bowl IV champion Jim Kearney realized the ring was missing after a session on the driving range. Jackson Kurtz was there the moment Kearney was reunited with his beloved possession.
A special reunion for former Chief safety Jim Kearney.
Bottle of wine and have a party. Yes, sir. I got my ring back.
Kearney noticed his 1969 Super Bowl championship ring missing after a golf session at Shoal Creek Golf Course.
Piece of cake.
Kearney says his finger was taped up, which may have caused the ring to slide off. But it was in the parking lot where Dylan Garcia stumbled upon the Chiefs' gold.
It looked like a Super Bowl ring. It says Super Bowl on it, but didn't know if it was real or fake or not.
Garcia held on to it until it was brought back to its legendary owner.
I'm glad he got it. I mean, I couldn't imagine losing something that valuable.
Kearney says the ring represents all the hard work that went into winning the title.
When you look at this, you think, that must have been pretty doggone good.
And he says for Garcia to find it and make sure it was brought back safely goes to show there's plenty of good people out in the world.
It's a blessing from the good man above. Right here. We're going to get it on camera. God bless you.
Hey friends, Bella Friday here, and I am joined by Brian Gottlieb today from Jacuzzi Bath Remodel. Brian, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Bella.
So tell me, what are some of the most common reasons that people are updating their bath today?
It's really two reasons. Sometimes it's just for beauty. Maybe they have a tub that's really hard to clean, it's fiberglass, or it's stuck in the 70s, it's salmon, or it's blue. But a whole other reason is for safety. Some people have a tough time stepping over their bathtub and really can't take a shower safely, and that's a real important reason to change it.
And what makes the Jacuzzi shower system so special?
So Jacuzzi's been around for over 60 years, and if you've ever interacted with a Jacuzzi brand product, you know they know how to make water feel really good. So imagine a whole line of showers and baths with that same experience. And Jacuzzi's brought beautiful colors and textures and hardware choices, and everything's done in a day, and it's just a lovely shower system.
And how does someone choose the right Jacuzzi shower for their home?
Somebody from Team Jacuzzi Bath Remodel will come to your home. All the shopping happens at home. It's nice and convenient. And they'll bring all kinds of wall samples with them. They'll bring all the choices that you want to make so you can actually put it into your bathroom and see what it's going to look like. They even design it on an iPad so you can see what your bathroom will look like when it's finished. It's a great experience.
Yeah, it really sounds like an amazing experience. And you only use employees. You don't use subs.
We do. Yeah, we think that's just a better customer experience. So if we say we're going to be at your home at 7:30 on a Tuesday, we're going to show up because they're employees and we get to control the schedule.
Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has some very exciting offers. Take a look. Trade in that old, tired bath for a brand new 2022 model. Have a bathroom that's outdated, cracked, or just plain ugly? We'll take your old model and design a brand new bath or shower of your dreams. Call now and we'll give you 50% off installation, postpone payments for 12 full months, and make monthly payments affordable to your budget. Call 1-800-TUNDRALAND or visit tundraland.com today.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Eagle River Real Estate Auction, Sunday, August 21st. 87 acres and 1,200 feet of frontage on the Wisconsin River. Beautiful home and commercial shop. Contact Brass in St. Louis office.
Jeff, it is going to be a chilly night tonight, but I'm looking forward to the rest of this week.
Yeah, you know, lots of people sleeping in tents again this evening, and we're still in the camping season, right? Lows, upper 40s. That's going to feel refreshing by tomorrow morning with dew points and very dry air locked in place right now. In fact, let's go outside currently, check out 70 here in Rhinelander, the average high being 79. We should be there about right now, and we're not. We're closer to 69, right? We are in the 60s in Antigo currently at 68. Lots of clear skies across our region now. Will continue overnight tonight and tomorrow. There could be some dense fog overnight tonight as temperatures dip into the upper 40s, meet the dew point, but overall, kind of a dry stretch of weather is on the way for us tomorrow and for Wednesday. Notice 80s are back tomorrow and Wednesday, followed by a cool down Thursday and Friday. There could be, although not on this map, overnight, a couple of rain showers late Wednesday night and maybe a couple sprinkles late Thursday night as well.
Those are some brisk low temperatures.
Yeah,
this week.
40s are going to feel refreshing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jeff. Yeah. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
Raise your hands if you like pizza. You know, I might not be able to see you, but I'm sure there's lots of you at home with your hands raised. Well, guess what? Today's your lucky day because we're having a pizza party. Instead of serving up the same old cheese pie, we thought it'd be fun to make a beefed up pizza.